Make a fart sound good? Challenge accepted. So I guess I'm gonna try to make a fart sound good? So for this interesting project, I'm gonna take 100% inspiration from one of my favorite YouTubers and musicians, Andrew Wong.
Hey, it's Andrew Wong.
If you're not familiar with Andrew's channel, I'll put a link up here and a link down there. He does some of the coolest, most creative stuff with samples, and production, and he plays a bunch of instruments and sings his ass off. So go check him out when you get a chance. I had been binge watching his channel when I read this comment, so it kind of gave me a cool idea to do this video. So without further ado, let's try to polish a fart. Okay, so I guess the first thing we need to do is find a fart sample. Then I guess fart sample. EDM banger from a fart sample. No thank you. Here's one. It has 11 million views in 4 years. Shall we listen to it? Oh, okay. So this is like, Jesus Christ, this is a minute long. I'm sure there's going to be enough content in there for me to pull out of. So what I'm going to do here now is copy the link and then go to my special site that I won't tell you necessarily the name of the site, but it's called SaveFrom.net. Download, I think I'll download the MP4 because you need to sign up for some extra stuff. So there, Jesus, no. Let's call it fart sample. The fart samples plural. So what Andrew Wong uses a lot is Ableton Live, which I don't use anymore, so I had to download the trial version, which is cool because you can use it for a month. I haven't used Ableton in like 10 years, so I'm gonna try to remember how to use this stuff. You know, normally I use Logic, but I'm gonna try to do everything in Ableton. Just so I don't have to switch between programs and stuff. Alright, so we got Ableton open, and the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to lay down just a regular drum track, because I don't want to make a drum track out of farts. That would just be too wrong. I'm going to sample the fart and make a bass sound, maybe a keyboard sound, and then hopefully I'm going to play the guitar via MIDI to a fart sample. So we're in Ableton, and if I remember correctly, let's just drag this easy drummer into one of these things. Loading. Loading. Ah, there it is. I like to use this one, Glam Delay. Alright, for simplicity's sake, let's just take a pre-made loop. Alright, that's fine. Drag this thing to here. Alright, let's bump this down to 86. That's fine. And then, can we loop it? Yeah, look at this. Here's where the fun happens. Okay, I'm gonna drag instruments, sampler, drag it into this MIDI thing. Boom. This is where we can open up that MP4 that we downloaded. Fart samples, plural. Let me drag it onto here just so I can see everything. So I'm gonna pick a sample from this preposterous file that I downloaded. Ew, that's so growl. Alright, I need something with sort of a tone. This is so stupid. Wow, that's... No, that's strong. No, that's strong too. Damn. Whoa, that's a bass drum right there. Let's do that. Boom. Drag it into the sampler. From here, I can manipulate this. So, zoom in so I can see this beautiful waveform. See, I'm gonna make it real short. This is what Andrew Wong does. He basically takes a little bit of the sample. And then, here's the trick. Okay, sample start. I want to copy this to here. So 2078269. So it almost sounds like a machine gun, okay? Now here's the cool part. The more you close it up, ooh, that's cool. Let's put some effects. Axel Foley. I can always change the sound later, but we'll start with that. So I am going to record this. Alright, that'll do. I'm just going to loop this, and then that'll be our bass line. Copy, duplicate. Let's do 8 choruses. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drag this out a little longer. Okay, save this because this is worth saving. I should name this. It's a blues. Flatchu Blues. That's just the working title. Okay, so I created another sampler track so we can do a keyboardy type sound. You know what, let's take that because that seems like to be an interesting sample. Drag it. Okay, same thing with this. We're going to take a snippet. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but okay, these gray ones, that's what you want to adjust to get that tone. So let's get it right on the peak. Woo! Now the trick with this is it kind of goes into whatever key it wants to, depending on the length of the waveform, I guess. So to play it along with the bass line, I'm gonna have to hunt for the right key or pitch it. I mean, I'm sure there's a way I can pitch it exactly, but ooh, that's clavy, nutty. Oh, by the way, I don't really play keyboards. I'm gonna make this extremely simple, so forgive me for my rudimentary keyboard skills. What else can we do to make this interesting? Pitch, filter. You can play around with this thing. That's more Rhodesy. Maybe we'll drag a reverb. Reverb. Duplicate. D, 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 D. I made a freaking backing track out of farts. Now the pièce de résistance is trying to play with a guitar. So I created a guitar audio track. And what I did was I put this really cool plugin called MIDI Guitar 2. And it's basically a way to convert guitar audio into MIDI with pretty minimal latency. It's pretty good. I mean, back in the day you had to have like a specific, like a Roland pickup or something to get MIDI into the computer. Now, thanks to technology, you can use a plugin that just converts the audio to MIDI. So this is cool. Right now it's set to a default sound, which is basically no sound. But if you can see here, there's tons of really cool patches, acoustic piano, bass strings, organ. But since we're using another sampler, we're only going to stay with the default. I will throw a link down in the description. I've got my guitar plugged in directly to my UAD Apollo. So there's no extra plugins on it right now. Below this audio track, I opened up another sampler track. This is where the sample that we're going to play with the guitar is going to go. So I did you guys a favor and I already chose a sample. Make sure. I'm going to play this with a keyboard for now just to sample the sample. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just playing around with this. You can put LFOs and stuff. If you steal my sunshine. No, that wasn't LFO. That was Len. LFO saying, "New Kids on the Block had a bunch of hit. Chinese food makes me sick. Something, something, something for the summer. For the summer." If you know those lyrics, write them down in the comments.
Do you remember?
Maybe I'll put some effects on it, like a chorus. Ooh, that almost sounds like a fake, like a guitar sample on a synth from like 1984 on a Casio keyboard. Okay, let's throw some reverb on here. Nice! Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this guitar. Ooh, it's already going through. That sample is totally not in correct tuning with the guitar. So here's like, you can hear this. That's a regular A note. It's like a whole step off. Just mute it so I don't hear the guitar tone through the speakers. I mean, the tracking on this MIDI guitar plugin is not perfect, which is totally understandable. All right, we're gonna do this. So for your listening pleasure, I'm gonna make a fart sound good. Holy shit! Honey, I just made a fart sound good! If you'd like to learn more about this type of stuff, check out Andrew Wong's channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, click that like button, share it with your friends, family, possibly co-workers. And if you guys were wondering where I got this badass t-shirt, go to mastersofshred.com. I'll leave a link down in the description. And also I have my own t-shirts for sale as well. Check out the Teespring link down in the description. And thank you to those that have already bought t-shirts. I appreciate it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, gear demos, guitar lessons, random tour vlogs, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.